Welcome to Fit to Be Real.
And a little extra.
I'm very excited about today.
Same.
We are talking about something that I think everyone knows is a thing, but doesn't really know the why behind it, which makes sense when you think about it to be able to change what you want to change. Let's fill you in. We're talking about cortisol and belly fat.
And Victoria has taken the reins on this and run with it. And I am just along for the ride. I am all of you today.
So it's like every day.
So it's like every week. I want to know more about this. I text Victoria about it all the time, complain about it, ask why stuff is happening. And now we're going to find out why.
Yeah.
Victoria did the research.
I was listening to Melly R.
Oh, Melly.
If only she knew. Mel Robbins, and she had a doctor, Dr. Tara Swart Bieber. No relation to Bieber that I know of. And it was about neuroscience and how the brain and the gut are related into manifesting.
Ooh,
it was really fascinating.
That's cool.
I will post the link to that specific episode because it really was. There was so much juicy information, and she's British. She went to Oxford and
that makes it better.
King's College in London for her PhD and MD or whatever. Yes, it makes it so much better.
I know. I know that.
I was like, I will listen to everything that you have to say, and everything that you're saying is fact.
Can you do this whole episode with a British accent, please? So I understand and listen as well.
But hers was so like The Crown. Like it was proper. It was like beautiful. And I can only do Cockney. I don't think you're going to listen to me. And I think Cockney people are really offended right now. As you should be. I'm really sorry.
I really hope Cockney people are listening. There's no such thing as a Cockney person.
We're a Delco person. They're a Cockney person.
No, Cockney is an accent from the ancient times, from the Newsies.
From the ancient times?
I mean, 1920s at this point is ancient. Right? That was like 100 years ago.
You're ancient. Let's get into this. I'm Victoria.
Hey guys, I'm Carly.
I think that was Australian.
Oh, damn it.
Hello.
Hey guys, I'm Carly.
Should we take another moment of silence for that? I think that's my new thing. We're going to take lots of moments of silence for all of our upcoming episodes.
I laughed out loud last week. However, are you going to do this episode as like cortisol for dummies so that I understand?
I mean, I think so because that's how I understand it.
Okay.
The reason why I was so interested in what she was saying, besides the fact that that episode of the Mel Robbins podcast was so interesting as a whole, I understood.
Right.
She broke it down in a way that I was like, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense. And we all say the same phrase. I'm so bloated.
Yeah.
I feel fine, but I don't understand why I can't hold my stomach in.
That Victoria and I say that to each other every single day, and we eat very clean.
Yes. So that's another reason, because I feel like this is everyone's problem.
Right.
And also, it's everyone's ability to fix it.
So tell me how.
Okay, but today, Junior. First, we have to break down what cortisol is. So we talk about this a lot because it's stress. It's the stress hormone. It's the fight or flight. And all of that's well and good, but like, what's the fight or flight? The fight or flight is the whether or not you are in fear and need to react accordingly. Mm-hmm. So, for example, I have a lot of carpenter bees on my front porch.
Oh my God.
Sorry, we say that again.
My God.
If you know carpenter bees, they're huge. They buzz, they're loud because they're so big, but they do not sting. They have absolutely no interest in human beings. They just want the wood in your porch. It's like really bad, but they're harmless. Mm-hmm. Carly screamed like a little child.
Yes, and I will do it again when I leave.
Like a shark was attacking her, coming up my porch.
I had to do, I dove through your front door.
I was in my room getting changed, and I was like, well, Carly's here. So the reason I say that, though, is that was your cortisol response. That was your stress hormone. That was your, am I in danger? You were wrong. You were not in danger.
No, I was.
But your levels of cortisol spiked because that's what your body is. That's the purpose.
Yeah.
To save us from dangerous situations, even if they're irrational.
Have you ever seen the movie Stand By Me?
Those are bees. Those are
Oh,
wasps
sorry.
and bees.
My Girl. My bad. Wrong movie.
My girl, whatever.
Girl.
You're still wrong. They're not carpenter bees. Carpenter bees build perfect little circles that are insanely accurate
In
and
your body.
No. Oh my God. Anyway. So it helps the body respond to stress. It reduces inflammation, which might sound weird as we talk more about this. Regulates blood pressure, blood sugar, and metabolism. But only if it's in the appropriate levels.
Okay. So that last sentence is what the problem is.
Yes. So the adrenal glands make cortisol, and they are part of the kidney, or they're near the kidney, from what I understand about anatomy. So we need the adrenal glands. There's a bunch. I'm going to talk a little bit later about this, of a cocktail you can drink to regulate a cocktail for the Cockney people to regulate your adrenal glands, which will help with your cortisol levels. I said adrenal and she checked out, but that's why.
You said it because all I can think of is a dog when you say adrenal glands, and I've told you this before.
Yes, but we all... Okay, moving on. So, there are signs if your cortisol levels are too high. What are they? Weight gain in your belly and face.
Ooh, belly and face.
Yes.
Okay.
So, you know how there are like shapes? People are like, I'm a heart shape or I'm a round.
For your body or your face?
I think both.
Okay.
But generally right now, I'm talking about your face.
Okay.
That is a response to your cortisol levels. So if I think I'm a round face person, I think I have a lot of cortisol. My levels are very high.
Okay.
So if I get this under wraps and I figure myself out to regulate, I think the shape of my face will change. Yes.
Yeah.
Which comes with like weight loss as a whole, but specifically belly fat and cortisol.
Okay.
No, and face, sorry. Also, it's the thing. A fatty hump between the blades of your shoulders. That's like stress.
No way.
Yes. And it's not everybody gets that. Not everybody gets all of these symptoms. You could have one or all, but that's one of them.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Wide purple stretch marks.
I've had them before.
I've had them before.
And
too.
I'm not talking about like after I've had a baby. I've had them before I had kids.
I've had it before. That just like cortisol comes and goes.
Right. I do not have them anymore.
We're proud of you. That's great. So happy for you. Easy bruising, if you bruise pretty easily. High blood pressure, high blood sugar, severe fatigue, which is confusing because we
very
just
confusing.
went through COVID, and also we tired.
Everyone's tired.
And muscle weakness, which is also confusing if you are an active like weightlifter and you could be sore and tired. But I think they're specific. Like, you know, when you're just chronically.
Yeah.
I
will say to you sometimes something's wrong with me. I'm tired. We're tired all the time. We're busy.
Yeah.
We're very active. So like generally we live in a state of tired.
Yeah.
But you know when you are overly tired.
For no reason.
For no reason. You're getting enough sleep. You're drinking enough water.
Yeah.
It's the feeling that you get.
Yeah.
I do want to put out there that I did go to the doctor yesterday and she told me my blood pressure was wonderful. So, in case anybody wanted to know about my blood pressure.
That's annoying.
Okay.
If you have sugar cravings.
Yeah. Just keep going.
Sugar cravings or salt cravings, that could be.
I have that. I will have, depending on the week, a desire for sugar. Like I have to have it. And other weeks it's not so bad. Like it's like whatever.
So the cortisol like stimulates the glucose production. And that's why.
That is I can always tell. I'm like, "Oh, I have to have sugar today."
But then how does that, so think about that. Cortisol stimulates glucose production. Now, number one, you're eating sugar, so that creates some fat,
Mhm.
but also glucose turns into fat.
Okay.
And if it's coming from the cortisol level part of it, it stores and it's more stubborn than other fat.
Yes. And I haven't read about this a lot. So as we've said before, we are no experts on all of this. We're just trying to figure it out like all of you are and trying to figure out how to regulate all in every single episode. But what I have read about this is cortisol fat is the stubbornest fat to get rid of.
It's visceral.
Visceral?
Yeah. So there's hold on, I have it written down. And I'm going to get this wrong.
Cool.
Like pronunciation.
No, I can't wait.
There's two kinds of fat. Subcutaneous fat.
Love it.
We're going to go with that. That's below the skin.
Please don't take this into your doctor.
No, take this into your doctor. That's below the skin. Visceral fat is deep. It's deep within the abdominal wall.
Yeah.
And stubborn.
And it's so hard to get rid of. And I have read about that because it's frustrating.
Well, there are ways. And listen, a part of why I wanted to do this specific episode is for myself. It's selfish because we are in control of everything. And it's for, those moments where you're like, well, sleep helps. Well, I don't sleep well. Okay, well, you could.
Yeah.
You could sleep well. And you could do something about it. So,
right.
Get your head out of your, and do something about it.
My God. It's the same with eating. It's the same with working out. We all have control with all of that.
Even the things we think we don't have control of. You have control of pivoting. You have control of going in the opposite direction to figure it out. Why are you laughing?
Because I want to say it so bad.
Pivot!
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 What are the causes of belly fat?
Yes.
Stress. Pregnancy. That's obvious.
What?
A serious illness, right?
Okay.
Cushing's disease is a lot of high cortisol levels, not specific. Underactive thyroid. And that's like the number one thing when you are having trouble losing weight or whatever. You want to get your thyroid checked out. Now, it's true. If you have a thyroid problem, that is a reason. But people tend to go to that to be like, oh, it must be my thyroid.
I'm not laughing at all you thyroid people that have thyroid issues.
The thyroid cognate pump.
But I have gone to the doctor when I couldn't lose weight after having a baby, being like, it's got to be my thyroid. And they were like, I think it's the burgers and alcohol. And I was like, oh, okay. Never mind.
Shut down. Obesity, obviously. Health issues, heart issues due to obesity. And certain medications, i.e. steroids.
Mm-hmm.
Steroids are a big one when it comes to that. Poor diet, lack of sleep, lack of exercise. They're the three we know. They're the three we think of. And they're the three we obviously have the most control over.
Stress is, I would put that in there with one of the ones I know.
Yes, but you also do this. And this I have a star next to. And I was
Sweet.
like, I'm saying this because I say this to her all of the time. And you ignore me.
Okay.
100% of the time because it's something that you just can't deal with.
Well, I'm consistent.
That you are consistent with your crazy. So your body can feel stressed, but you don't mentally feel stressed. Because when I say to you, what is your stress like? How are you feeling?
Yeah.
You're like, I'm not stressed. I'm fine. Bullshit.
Yeah.
Because your body is still stressed from what happened before.
Okay.
Or it's in still a state of stress, maybe your entire life. Not necessarily you, just in general. Your body, there's a book called The Body Keeps a Score. Now that's about specific trauma and how your body continues to hold on to trauma, but it's the same thing. Just because you're stressed one week doesn't mean all of a sudden it goes away because you didn't do anything about it. You're just not thinking about what happened in that event.
Right.
But it's still in your body. And that is what keeps your cortisol levels spiked up.
And so when we say you have control over it, that really is out of our control. If I say I'm not stressed, I mean it.
No. You say you're not stressed because
I'm not like worried about anything. I don't have an anxiety about it.
But that doesn't mean that's not necessarily just stress. On your day to day, you are running your busy schedule from morning, noon to night, minute to minute, without relaxation, without sitting down, taking a moment to yourself, feeling productive just by recovering.
No, yeah, no.
Your body is under stress at all times because your brain is thinking, I have to go here. I have to make sure he gets picked up. If I don't, we have one car, got to make sure you're constantly going. Remember
Yeah.
that busy town from last week?
Yes.
Your body is in that stress.
Okay.
That's stress. You may not feel anxious about a specific situation you have to deal with that you're trying to procrastinate over because that's your usual MO.
I love a good procrastination
But
station.
that's like where your stress comes from. Like I'm stressed. When you feel like you can admit you're stressed, it's because there is a situation you are dealing with
Yeah.
at the forefront.
Okay.
That's not the only time you're stressed.
Right.
Your body is under stress. So say there is a situation. Remember that holding grudges episode? There was a situation that happened. Your body's still feeling that because you haven't released it. You just stopped thinking about it.
Oh, yeah, you're right. But still like in my body, like living rent free.
Exactly.
Living rent free, like
You're
the
young.
kids say.
Look at that. You're a youth.
No, I get
Amazing.
it.
It took
I
way
get
too
it.
long for you to get that.
Well, listen, sometimes it needs to be broken down because when you don't understand things specifically, it's like a hamster wheel of the same things happening over and over again and never gets fixed.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense because yes, I'm not thinking about a stressful situation right now, but my body went through a little traumatizing, stressful situation that I could not kick
Thank you. And
for
when
a whole week.
When you don't address your stress and you don't actively self-care, which is what we've now been talking about for 67 weeks in 2023 to 2024, where do you think the stress goes?
Yeah, no, it just lives rent free in my
It
body.
stores in your body like fat.
Yeah.
It stores in your body like stress. It's the same thing.
That's why self-care is so important. I think I got it today.
Cool. We're going to keep talking through why you should get it more, though, because we haven't gotten to why I was so enamored by the conversation in the podcast, and I'm going to explain it right now.
My God.
Cortisol correlates with fear, anger, shame, and all of those emotions that connect to that, right? That's the fight or flight. That's like the whatever. When a moment or an event happens that causes your cortisol levels, your stress hormones to spike, we respond to that.
Mm-hmm.
So you saw the bees, your body went, oh my gosh, I need to scream.
Yeah.
Because that's going to save you. But in any case, that was your response. I need to scream and then I need to run through them
I did.
and pretend like they're not going to run into me. Cool.
Literally put a shark fin over my head and ran through them.
But that was your danger, right?
Yeah.
So what normally happens or what should happen is that spike happens, you're out of danger, your cortisol levels drop again. So that bell curve, it goes up, it saves you to keep you to survive, and then it goes back down.
back down.
So what cortisol does is it's carried through our blood supply from the adrenal glands. And in the blood supply, it goes to the blood-brain barrier. Okay, so basically it goes to the brain.
Okay.
This is how our gut and our brain are connected. Okay, so those receptors in the brain monitor things that sense danger, like
Right.
what you just went through.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
monitor the threat.
Yeah.
And so when those levels reach those high, like danger, the body and the brain need to survive. That is the number one response the brain does, no matter whether it's carpenter bees or a murderer. We need to survive.
Same thing. But yeah. I mean, it's the same thing. I would react the same to both situations.
Oh my God. I mean, you're going to die. Okay. So in any case, that's the first threat that the brain considers is to survive.
Right.
So here's why I got really interested. We are in 2024, right?
Yeah.
We are the same as cavemen. We're just more evolved, right?
Yeah, yeah.
The cortisol levels react like cavemen. We are still in that reaction. And when it fears danger, they described it in the podcast as like saber-toothed tigers, because that's what would be around for cavemen, right? So if you saw one, your thought process as a caveman would think, what can I do to stay alive? Where do I need to go to stay alive? and you go and you hide to get away from the threat.
Mm-hmm.
So what the body does as a caveman, which is the same as our bodies do now in 2024, is that brain response sends starvation mode to the body.
Okay.
And what starvation mode is, now we are lucky, and hopefully many, many, many people are lucky to never know the real starvation.
Yeah.
But the starvation is due to that animal instinct of needing to store up in never knowing when that tiger's going to leave.
Right.
So the animal instinct and that nature that is within us dates back to those cavemen. And it lays down, the cortisol levels that stay like that, lays down an extra layer of fat in the abdominal wall and the fat cells, so that if we are unable to hunt or gather, we can digest the fat and stay alive.
Right. That I do understand.
Until we can go get some food.
Mm-hmm.
But we're in 2024 and we don't think like that.
Right.
That's what's happening. So our bodies are still in that danger, tiger, how are we going to eat? Let's send all of the fat to our belly so that we can feed ourselves
And survive.
without actually taking in food. And that's all it is. So quite literally, you fear, you feel a sense of stress, your levels stay high, and your brain sends
A
conversations
message. Yeah.
to your body to send fat to your stomach. That's all it is. And that comes out into your face, your stomach, bloat. Even though you are primarily muscle. Like, look at your body.
Mhm.
Carly is primarily muscle. I don't know how much you weigh, and it doesn't matter, because if you look at you, you are toned. There's not much fat, but there are days that you walk in and you're like, I can't hold my stomach in.
Yeah.
I ate so well. I'm doing well. I'm working out every day. I'm the healthiest I've ever been, but I can't hold my stomach in. And me goes, you're an idiot. Walk away from me.
I know. She literally is
Your
like,
big stomach is everyone's dream. However, what do you say? But I feel
I
bad.
don't feel good. Like, I literally, quite literally, do not feel good.
Yeah.
And I don't know why.
It's stress that you haven't taken care of. That's your why.
Yeah.
There it is. Your why is, I am in a state of stress at all times, even though I mentally don't feel like it this week or next week or last week.
But my body is feeling it.
But my body keeps the score.
I think.
That makes sense?
Yes. I think what you're saying, I know what you're saying.
Is brilliant. Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you so much.
I wouldn't go there. I think what you're saying is also that everybody needs to recover, because when your body is under a lot of stress, you absolutely need to recover. And I'm like, I couldn't work out harder today. And why does my stomach feel like I ate a burger last night at 10 o'clock?
Exactly.
Because I don't take a rest day.
Your stress is stored.
Yeah.
Your stress is stored. But it's not even just a rest day. It's daily practices.
Yeah. And
Right.
it's totally mental too. It's
Exactly.
Yeah. It's self-care. It's doing all the things that Victoria's been telling us to do for a year and a half with our mind and being
But look
mindful.
at me. I haven't done it either.
No, I know, but I'm saying it's all of those things, all within our power to do, all within our power to change. And if you don't do them, then you walk in the office and saying, I don't know why I don't feel good.
Right.
But like, you know why.
Right.
You're not taking care of yourself fully. You might be eating well. You might not be drinking. You might be working out, but your mind's not right.
I haven't had a drink in almost 3 years now, and I'm the most stressed I've ever been. And like everybody says, when you stop drinking or you take away soda from your diet, you'll drop 20 pounds, 30 pounds, because that's such a regular thing in your life. And after COVID, that became a regular thing in our life.
Right.
And I only gained weight.
Right. Because of so many other factors.
So many other factors. One being I was eating so poorly. I'm eating healthily now, but my stress levels are through the roof.
Yeah.
And I know that. I know how stressed and overwhelmed I am.
But there's a difference, because when I come in and I'm like, I don't know why I don't feel good. And Victoria will say, I don't feel good. And I know exactly why.
I know exactly why. I know exactly why. And this is my episode to kick myself in the pants, to be like, okay, like,
Yeah.
do something about it.
Here's the other part, though. what people don't understand with that whole fight or flight thing, the whole your body is storing food for survival.
Yeah.
That when you undereat and you are saying, I only ate one meal a day today.
Right.
Well, your body is going to store that and hold on to the fat because you're not feeding your body. So it's going to say, I don't know when I'm getting my next meal. And we'll have people that do our fit coaching program and say, I'm not hungry. I don't feel like eating. Well, then your body's going to do the reverse and
Right.
you're going to do that gaining weight because
Right.
if you don't eat enough for your body is going to basically reject you and store as much fat as it can.
You are the tiger
Right.
to the caveman, and your body is trying to protect itself. So it doesn't know when you're going to get fed again. And so what's it going to do? It's going to hold it in the places you don't want it to be held.
Right. And then Victoria will sometimes say, well, you didn't eat dinner last night. And I'm like, I was so tired. And she's like, well, that's your fault. Your body's going to hold on to and make you not feel good because it's going to hold on to it because you're not eating enough. And your body knows that.
Yeah.
So, there's so many different factors and the light bulb just needs to go off. But the cortisol, I'm going to say a big word. The
Cortisol.
cortisol correlation,
Brooklyn!
bro, is just, I want to take that back.
No.
Okay.
Can't.
Okay. It's so important because we have people all the time saying, I'm working out every day. I'm eating healthy.
People
And then-
meeting you.
Mm-hmm. And
Okay.
Victoria is the first one to say, how's your stress?
Yeah.
How's your water? How's your sleep? How's your stress?
Yeah. Then
Everything
talk about
else.
food.
Yeah, exactly.
The reason why I do that with you is because I already know what the food and the workout situation is.
Right. But even when we're doing our program that we have,
Yeah.
you'll say, well, what's the stress level like? And some people will say,
I'm not
I'm
stressed.
fine. But now it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just today stress.
It's not just today. There are some tips, and I love this. I love this girl. Her name is Rebecca Holland, and she has a great accent.
Of course she does.
Yes. But her handle is @healthwithholland, and she is primarily and solely regulation cortisol levels.
Really?
And adrenal gland stuff. Yes, that is all she does.
You gotta stop saying adrenal glands. It makes my skin crawl. It makes me uncomfortable.
Okay.
My God.
One tip to regulate your cortisol stress level hormones. Protein-rich breakfast an hour after you wake up,
Okay.
which we already
Yeah, we do that.
And
Well, this is about us.
you're
but
not gonna like this next one though, because I've said this before, and I do it, but I don't think you do it. Water first, not
No.
coffee, and 1 coffee a day after you eat breakfast.
Okay. So I'll get on the water first train.
Then don't ever talk to me.
That's fine. I'll do it, but I can't stick to the 1 cup of coffee a day.
So protein after an hour of waking up. So during that hour, you drink your water and you wake up. And I'm going to give you a recipe that you could drink as well with your water before you have coffee. So eat breakfast, then have your coffee. That all helps with this. Think about it. Caffeine, it's a spike.
Mm-hmm.
So we're already raising our cortisol. The moment we wake up, we're like, hey, let's stress out.
Yeah.
That's insane. Like,
I
why do
know.
we do that? Daily non-negotiable walk, she said. Non-negotiable. And it doesn't have to be long.
Okay.
It could be you walking to Wawa to get your coffee. Let's make it doable. Mindful eating anytime you eat.
Okay. I can do that.
No, you can't.
Oh.
Don't get your phone out.
No.
That's not mindful.
That's right. The mindful eating is when you have to think about what you're eating.
No, you just
Oh.
have to not distract your brain. You're working your brain. Because what are you doing? You're taking in all the images and you're taking in
Yeah.
all of the whatever you're scrolling through. Stupid Real Housewives stuff. Clear bedtime, clear routine.
What?
And do not sacrifice it for anybody. Set a clear bedtime for yourself.
They're like, clear it. Just don't do it. Just clear it off the
No,
plan.
set one that you're going to do.
I will say, because I think that's hard for people. Like if you're at a show and the show is from 8 to 10, you're like, dude, you just don't go to the show. Like you got to live your life too. But I think during the week, I definitely need a bedtime. Like I went to bed last night at 9 o'clock and it was wonderful. And I was like, I should do this more often.
Yeah, but then you get to Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you feel like crap on Monday because you did not keep your routine. And that happens every single weekend.
But I saw the Michael Jackson musical and I enjoyed that.
So then you start up on a Sunday or a Monday morning feeling completely unrested and you have to re-regulate every single week.
Right, but what are you saying? I can't go to events?
You don't go to events anyway. Actually, you have much more of a life than I do. You do go to a lot more events. But figure it out. So, no phone an hour before you sleep or an hour after you wake up.
I
So
agree.
Until you eat breakfast or when you get into your bed, put the phone away. The last one is a daily gratitude journal
Okay.
because the mindful stuff is just as important as the physical stuff. And we can't say it enough.
I'm not saying I don't agree for every single one of these.
What about
I
the,
do.
What about the time when you take the phone away from the hour before you go to bed and you get a book out real quick and you write something for 4 seconds?
Stop yelling at me.
This adrenal cocktail that Rebecca Holland, Health with Holland, has put out. It's out there. Coconut water, lemon, Himalayan pink salt, or sea salt.
I would like that, actually. I'm okay with that.
She gives the exact amounts, but the reasons: the coconut provides essential electrolytes, like potassium and magnesium is a big one.
Can you imagine if we did all of the stuff from every episode?
Lemon juice is rich in vitamin C. It boosts immune system. It helps reduce susceptibility.
I can't cut.
Lemon juice is rich in vitamin C. It helps reduce
I
susceptibility.
can't. Second time. Say susceptible. Say it.
Susceptible.
Susceptible.
I was trying not to laugh. Lemon juice. It's rich in vitamin C. It boosts the immune system and it helps reduce susceptibility to infections during periods of stress because your body is like, immune system is down when you're stressed.
I didn't listen to anything you just said. Can you say susceptible 3 times?
Himalayan pink salt or sea salt contains minerals and trace elements crucial for the adrenal health. And the adrenal health is crucial and the whole thing of cortisol spiking and levels and regulation. So there it is. It's done. You've started your morning already saving yourself from the day.
Love that for us.
But anytime is fine. That's
you
just
can
like
have that kind of water anytime.
makes the most sense, right? That is the 101 on the reason why you're bloated, the reason why you're confused, and the reason why you need to know that you were in control of all of it. Carly.
Okay.
Carly on the spot.
Love it. Love it.
Are you in fight or flight?
Yes.
Okay, well, that was the name of the quiz
Oh.
that you're going to take. I did this myself, and I got my own answer.
Okay.
So we'll see what you are. Are you passive or aggressive? A, passive, B, aggressive, C, in between.
Both. In between.
Thank you for not making it clear. Cool. What would you do if you heard footsteps behind you late at night? Run and scream? Ask them what they want? Start crying?
I would run, scream, and cry.
If someone tries to steal your bag, what do? Do nothing? Run after them? Cry?
I might cry. Just sit there and cry.
Your friend ruined a dress she borrowed from you. What would be your reaction? Get upset without saying anything? Not sure? Get mad over her?
First.
Cool.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, in a nightclub, someone hits your partner in front of you. What do? Cry? Tell the person to back off? Get upset at my partner for not doing anything?
Tell the person to back off. I am awesome when it happens to somebody else. I will get in your face.
You are offered $1 million for skydiving, but you're afraid of heights. What do? Think it over? Not at all. I can give it a try.
Not at all.
You're confusing. You found your partner cheating on you. How do you react?
Ooh.
scream at them, do nothing, start crying.
I mean, I would scream and cry. So, yeah.
You have the assignment to submit tomorrow, but you haven't completed it yet. What do? Keep crying. Complete it. Keep stressing.
I mean, I would complete it if it was due tomorrow. I always finish what I start last minute.
Your friend keeps blowing you off.
What?
What do?
I don't have a friend.
Tell them directly. Smile and tell them it's okay. I don't know what to do.
Smile and say, it's okay.
Have you ever been in a fist fight? Yes? No? What is that?
No.
You got flight.
Ooh.
That's obvious. Come
Yeah.
on, people.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's
It's called avoidance. You're more like a flight. You are the one who doesn't take unnecessary risks. You try to avoid all kinds of danger by leaving the place or conversation. You have expertise in avoiding any conflict. It's helpful in most situations, but you must look out as the flight type will not work every time.
I mean, did you think I would get anything else? What did you get?
Fight.
Of course you did.
You are more like a fighter. If you are stuck in a situation, you will fight it back and won't run away. This spirit helps you stay stronger until this thing is not affecting your mental health. You should only fight if you can. Don't stress yourself.
So there is a reel that I sent to Victoria that I'm going to post that is perfect for this. And we're going to post it on Fit to Be Real. It's the older sister and somebody's coming at her and she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. And then the younger sister like pushes her out of the way and is like, come at me. And that is us.
Yeah.
And that's true. I'm
don't know.
flight and you are fight. But however, if somebody was doing something to you, I would be the fighter.
Right.
I do fight for others. I don't
you're
fight
complex.
for myself.
You're complex, which is good. You want to be a complex person. We all are. But the part I found fascinating is that we are the same as cavemen still.
So like we've evolved, but we haven't.
Well, our body still responds in the same ways. We just are understanding it in a more modern way. If we're trying to understand it, right? I didn't fully grasp. I knew starvation mode. I say that to people all the time.
Yeah, I understand that.
When it comes to under eating, but I didn't understand it in terms of stress.
No.
I didn't know that is our first brain response to threat is to start storing in case we never eat again.
Storing stubborn fat.
Stubborn fat.
Victoria calls it visceral.
Yeah, but I made that up. I'm a doctor.
You a doctor?
What was that?
The cortisol level had spiked. I peaked.
I feel threatened.
Cortisol?
No. What accent is that?
Thank God I was never in like a musical with an accent. My God.
Maybe this is the kick in the pants that you need to be like, okay, it's finally, we're going to flip the switch. I care enough to do something about it. Or I'm bothered by it enough to do something about it. And don't do the thing that I'm doing right now. When I get to the end of this stressful period, I can start focusing on it.
No. Well,
Do it now.
It's never going to be a good time to start working on yourself or doing things for yourself. It's never a good time.
Yeah, definitely look into this if this is something that you think that it is affecting you, because I guarantee if you don't mentally feel stressed right now, your body is something different.
And I think we're just scratching the surface here. There's, we are in the same boat you are. We're all learning it together, and you just have to deep dive a little more if this is something that you are interested in or want to change.
We're all in this together.
Yes, we are. We are in this together.
And remember, you are always fit to be real.
And always allowed to be a little extra.
For legal reasons, we have to tell you that this podcast is meant for entertainment and educational purposes only. We are not healthcare professionals. For all of your health, wellness, fitness, and self-care needs, please refer to the medical professional in your life, your primary care physician, your therapist, a certified coach, whoever it may be. And then let us know what they say, because I guarantee we need to know it too. Okay? Okay, bye.